12 DIY storage boxes for the bedroom, kitchen, and living room. Boxes in whatever shape or form are as much a part of our storage solutions in our homes as cabinets, drawers, and shelves. Besides storing all sorts of items to help reduce clutter, they also play an essential role in moving. For the most part, they remain an afterthought. However, simphome.com wants to share 12 ideas to make these ever-present containers more appealing and interesting while helping organize and hide some of our things. Number 12. Jute Storage Box Idea. Using a glue gun, attach the paint sticks around any size cardboard box you want about an inch apart. They can protrude at the top, depending on how high you want your storage. After the glue dries, we can start gluing the jute around the box, starting at the bottom and work your way up. Once you've reached the top of the cardboard, begin weaving the jute in and out of the sticks. Just before you reach the top, go once around the sticks to give the rim a finished look. Number 11. Rolling Ottoman Box Idea. From our 4 44-inch pieces of 3/4 inch by 5-inch boards, cut 32 inches for the front and back panels. The 4 remaining 16-inch boards are for the sides. Next, saw 4 posts 10 inches long from 1 to 3/4 inches by 1 to 3/4 inches wood. Use a 1 to 1.5 inch screw to attach each end of the 2 sideboards to 2 posts. Repeat for the opposite side. Then, drive 2 screws on each end of the 2 front pieces into these sideboards. Drive another screw into both posts for good measure. Do the same for the back panels. Use 1 to 1/4 inch screws to attach 6 3/4 inch by 3 inch boards under the rectangular frame to form the bottom. Glue 6 3/4 by 3 inch boards for the top lid/seat. Then add 2 perpendicular support beams just long enough to fit into the box before attaching it with 3 hinges. Add 4 casters underneath and use foam and fabric for the seat cushion. Number 10. Easy Plywood Storage Box Idea. It's a simple 3/4 inch plywood box decorated with 1 inch by 2 inch slats laid out in a mix of horizontal, vertical, and diagonal patterns. First, build the box using 3/4 inch plywood. The dimensions are up to you to decide. Next, add the 1 inch by 2 inch frame edges to all side vertical sides of the box. Then, continue to lay down the pattern using the 1 inch by 2 inch trim spaced about an inch apart until you fill each side. For the lid, cut plywood the same as the bottom's dimensions and add a 1 inch by 2 inch trim around the edges. Attach this cover to the next storage with 3 hinges. Lastly, prime and paint it to the color you like. Number 9. One Room Challenge Box Idea. Cut all the top flaps of a cardboard box. Next, measure all the sides of the box and cut the outer fabric to that length. You'll need 2 to 3 inches to fold at the bottom and 3 to 4 inches to fold over the rim. Cut the inner fabric to the same length as the outer one, but shorter by about 4 to 5 inches. Sew both the outer and inner fabrics together at their correct long edges. Wrap them tightly around the box and pin the ends. Use the pins as a guide and sew the ends together. Flip the box right side up, fold the fabric over the rim and glue it into the box. After that, glue the bottom overlap. Cut another inside fabric piece about an inch larger than the bottom. Glue it over the 2 long cardboard flaps you cut earlier. Lastly, glue this new bottom inside the box. Number 8. Storage Cardboard Box. Before you start covering your cardboard boxes, make sure they'll fit in the shelves that you'll put them in. Begin by removing all the top flaps of the box with a box cutter or a pair of scissors. Next, cut and start sticking contact paper to each side of the box. Make sure you have about a 1 to 1.5 inch overlap that you can fold at the bottom and over the top. It's a great idea to match the patterns to make it look as seamless as possible. After that, cut more pieces and stick them to all the inner sides, including the bottom. You can add a knob handle at the front, but use a washer for the screw. Number 7. Craft your own wine dispenser. The idea is for the box to hold a water dispenser and to fill it with wine instead. White wine will do. Cut 2 1.5 inch by 6 by 14 inch hobby boards for the sides. The back panel is the same length but pared down to 5 to 1/4 inches wide. The front is 1/4 inches by 6 inches by 14 to 1/8 inches. The extra 1/8 inches is for the groove at the bottom, cut with a router with a flat 1/4 inch bit. The side panels also have this 1/4 inch groove near the front edge. That way, the front panel can slide down these grooves. The lid is flush with the back and sides and topped with the knob handle. Drill a 1 to 1/8 inch hole for the spout on the front about 2 to 1/2 inches from the bottom. You'll also need to cut across the panel horizontally from that height. For the legs, build a frame with 1 inch by 1 inch boards the size of the bottom, and for 2 rectangular frames at the side 4 inches high. Join them together at the bottom with one 1 inch by 1 inch board. Number 6. DIY felt box idea. Remove all the top flaps of the cardboard box. Cut 2 5-inch by 3-inch handle grooves at the top of the back and front sides. Then glue a paint stick behind each gap flush with the top edge. Cut felt cloth the same size as the front with an overlap at the top that's about 1 inch lower than the handle. Well folded, cut the hole for the handle grooves. On the outside, mark out the rectangular weave area with chalk. Then cut vertical slits 2 inches apart using a box knife. Cut felt strips 2 inches wide and start weaving them horizontally in and out of the slits. Repeat until you fill the area with alternating weaves. Then cut all the extra strips and glue the fabric to the box. Do the same for the back side. Repeat for the sides but without the handle holes. Lastly, also line the interior with felt. Number 5. Upcycled storage box idea. Again, remove the top flaps of a cardboard box. Then place it in the middle of the fabric and cut off the excess to form a cross. Ensure that the fabric panel is long enough to fold into the box and reach the bottom. They should also be about an inch wider than the sides of the box. Begin to spray glue inside, then fold the first panel in and press all around to remove the air bubbles. Do the same for the opposite side while pulling the fabric for a tight fit. Next, glue the 1 inch overlap to the sides. Repeat for the remaining sides, but fold the 1 inch overlap inwards for neat-looking edges. You can add a fabric-covered bottom and some decorative trim near the top edges. Number 4. Toy box idea. Cut 3 1 inch by 10 inch by 22 inch boards and join them together with brads and glue to form the box's front, bottom, and back. Next, cut the 2 1 inch by 10 inch sides, but first measure the exact height. Attach the sides to form the box. The lid consists of 3 1 inch by 4 inch by 25 inch boards glued together and reinforced with 3 1 inch by 2 inch by 6 inch pieces. You attach it to the box using 2 2-inch hinges and with the 1x2s facing downwards. Number 3. Storage trunk idea. The front, back, and base panels of this trunk coffee table consists of 3 1 inch by 6 inch by 47 inch boards joined by 1 to 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. Do the same for the 2 side panels, but with a length of only about 18 to 1/2 inches. Assemble the sides with the front and back panels to form a rectangular frame. Next, cut 2 2-inch by 4 inch by 52 inch and 2 2-inch by 4 inch by 21 inch. Measure all their ends 45 degrees and join them to form the base frame. Attach the box frame on top of this one and install the base panel inside it. Then, start adding 1 inch by 4 inch horizontal trim around the top and bottom of the box and vertical ones at the corners. The lid is 3/4 inches plywood, that's 2 feet by 4 feet large. 2 1x4s extend the sides, and finally trimmed with 1x2s all around. Number 2. If the previous one seems tedious, try upgrading your glass box, keepsake, or jewelry display. With the ever-reliable Gorilla Wood Glue, you can convert an IKEA glass display box into an elegant storage rattan table. First, make paper templates of the glass panels' inner dimensions and cut pieces of cane webbing sheets to the same sizes. Clean the glass thoroughly, apply glue to the edges, and make corner-to-corner X patterns. Then, attach the cane webbing to the glass. Do the same for all the panes. Glue wooden blocks or 1 inch by 1 inch by 3 inch pieces of wood at the bottom 4 corners for the legs. And that's it. Because you are still watching this clip, I have to tell you that your subscription and support influence this channel's growth and quality. For that reason, click the subscription box under the video if you haven't done it already. More about that later after I complete this presentation. Next, let's finish our top 12 list ideas with, lastly, number 1. Hidden charging station that camouflages books idea. Turn a box that looks like the Bible into a secret charging station for your smartphone. You can usually find these wooden boxes in thrift stores and buy them on the cheap. First, you've got to prep the box to make it look like a real book. Clean the insides thoroughly, but leave it as it is. Drill a hole at the back between the two hinges big enough for charging cables to pass through. Then, begin painting the exterior white and add a subtle light brown to the faux pages. You can run the cable through the hole and hook your phone whenever it needs some juice. Conclusion: all the unique and creative ideas presented here give a new meaning to the phrase, thinking outside the box. Sometimes that's what you have to do to make your home a better place to live and give it its unique character. Even the little things can help a lot, and in that regard, so can boxes. At simphome.com, you'll find more useful tips to improve your home. That's it for now. For more compilations like this, press the like button under the video or comment on it if you think YouTube deserves to host another list video like this. Feel free to share the video link with anyone close to you inside your social media circle. And until we meet again later sometime soon, thanks for watching and have a good day.